So we're in low, the diffs are locked. Hey guys, the Bronco's back, and today we've made it a bit more realistic. We've got straight axles, a new motor, and we're going to test it with all our extra changes we've made in previous videos on the 6 problem course. I'll wait for this to turn off. There we go. We have a straight axle kit installed from SSD. That includes some weights that are optional. I haven't added them to the back, just to the front. And also because we've stuck a straight axle kit on and removed those portals, that changes the direction of your drive. So I also pulled out the Traxxas 21 turn motor and I replaced it with the Holmes Trailmaster Sport 27 turn 550. The portals already gear you down a bit because the top gear is small and the bottom gear is bigger. It also cuts some speed. So going from a 21 to a 27 brings us back to, it's not exact, but it's closer to stock speeds, which is what we want. Everything else is in exactly as we left it last time. I've got my Traxxas link. We still have our 46 kilo brushless servo and BEC. This servo will follow any movement you make and it'll do it happily. It's great. I can't wait to have a play with it. Let's see if it can do all 6 problems. When we tested it last, you might remember, it could only do problems 1, 2, 5 and 6. It couldn't do 3 and 4. We'll try all 6 now, just to see how it's going, because she's quite a heavy bus now, but I think it should do all right. I can't wait to find out. Let's do it. Go. It's geared too high. We should have gone to a higher turn motor. I've got a 45 turn Holmes sitting around. We might need to go to that. I can see it's just too fast. That's nice, isn't that nice? There we go. I'm applying throttle ever so carefully. Look how that back left wheel disappears into the wheel well now. This was a good upgrade for the aesthetic of the vehicle. Man, that's nice. Don't fall now. These canyon trails are pretty nice. I'd like to unlock the front and not the rear, but we can't do that with this radio. Now we can. Now they're all unlocked. Because I want to maximize my steering in the front. I don't mind if it falls off the back at this point. Alright, you guys can't see. Oh, this is an adventure. Seriously, I can't recommend this change enough. Look at the steering angle on that too, eh? And now we're going to just lock the front. Now you might wonder why you wouldn't just lock everything at once. Here, I just want the front locked, not the back, because I want the front to pull it around and I don't want the back to impede that. So we've just locked the front only, and that's going to help us get as far left off this problem as possible. And wasn't that tidy? Okay, into problem 2. Everything's locked, we're in low range, yes. Yeah, it's too fast. Now we know these tyres are very good, but there's only so much they can work with. Clearance will be an issue here, but can we get up anyway? Come on. Yes! Oh, this is risky now. Oh, not ideal. I've just unlocked the rear and kept the front locked in the probably vain hope of pulling it around. Everything's locked again. We're going to come back off. Everything's locked. Let's try again. ESC needs a bit of configuring here. Drag brake needs turning up. And I need to change the profile just to have forward and reverse. It's got braking at the moment too, so you get the pretty brake lights on the light kit, but just for this kind of crawling, I don't want that. keep the throttle on, we're going to move the camera and we're going to unlock that rear, because I want the fronts to have the control and I want the rears just to follow. And this way, stuff can just roll. There we go. I forgot to take photos for a thumbnail. You know what? I might just do that right now because that looks awesome. Okay, continuing, we're going to lock everything again and we're just going to bring it down nicely. Oh man, this looks good. Seriously, if you've got one of these, do this upgrade. It's so worth it. The straight axles, love it. Now we come to the first of two. Oh look, let's just look at speed real quick. This is the low speed. And high speed's even faster. That's ridiculous. Alright, so we're in low, the diffs are locked. Let's have a go at problem 3, which we couldn't do last time, and that was with portals. These tires. Alright, we're going to need power to get up this. We didn't have the power, and I think honestly that's the ESC holding us back, because this motor will it'll spin. Man, they're good tires. Clearance is our problem here. Alright, last go of problem 3. Clearance will be the issue, but man, we're having fun. Well, I hope you are. I certainly am. That hole, look at that. That tyre back down there, I don't know if you can see it because of contrast, but nothing can do this. Almost nothing can do this. It's just so exciting to see it grab. Most trucks just can't do that. Alright, this is a fail, but no joke, this was the best fail of problem 3 ever. It just... this thing's great. Problem 4, let's go. There's lights. So I think the next thing on this list will be to say goodbye to the Traxxas ESC. I'll keep the radio so that we get all this good stuff. I'm also going to remove the GPS because it's just pointless. It doesn't register below 3 or 4k an hour, which is a real disappointment. I'll stick it in the X-Max. We do need to gear lower or stick a higher tone motor, that's for sure. Right, problem 4, we might just adjust that. So we're bottoming out where the portal, when this truck had portals, it didn't. It does hug the rock nicely, that's for sure. Having a strong servo is very important on this kind of crawling with this weight of truck and these straight axles. We're asking a lot of this car today. We might actually need power to get over this next section. No, we may not. Oh man, I just can't believe it hasn't rolled yet. It should. Okay, this is my favorite 110 scale crawler right now. It's so good. You guys know I have all the toys, right? I've got so many different crawlers to choose from. We do need to change the motor, but oh boy, this is good. Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna stick the new Fusion Pro in this, the 1800 kV. I've been wondering what to stick it in. This will be the one. It needs it. It needs more power. This is dumb, we're in high speed now. Back to low. It's just so planted even with stupid driving. Don't have the clearance, that's okay. Okay, problem 5. Now the nature of this video has changed. So now the question is not, is it better, but how much worse is it? Because we've lost that clearance with removing the portals. And while the center of gravity is better, it really is hurting for the lack of clearance. But I gotta tell you, it's so fun. The sound and also just the feel of this truck, it just stays planted where you want it. The tires are amazing. The suspension's amazing. I can't recommend this car highly enough. It's so satisfying. You know, it's actually not out yet. When you're on your side like this, you can steer down and go forward, or you can steer up and go backwards. Both of them will put you back on your wheels. We went up and backwards, but we could have done down and forward and it would have worked. In fact, I'll show you. Okay, so we did up and backwards before. Now I'll show you. That was down and forwards. Let's just make sure you don't miss any of this. I've been lucky with the rain, it is coming though. I don't want the rear to push me forward here, so I'm just going to unlock the rear, but the front is still locked. Both rear wheels still have grip though. Now we want them locked again. Everything's locked. Goodness me. Yeah, the motor, yeah. I think we've actually just done the battery then. I am going to stop so I don't hurt it anymore, but let's just see how hot it all got. That poor old motor, we were asking an awful lot of it, and therefore also of the ESC. Oh yeah, we got temperature, which isn't working. Oh, I forgot to connect. I've been recording this the whole time. We never connected to the car. Now we've just stopped. Unfortunately, the Traxxas link wasn't connected. The motor is not too hot to touch, but it nearly is. The ESC is the same. They're both quite hot. Servo should be pretty chilled, and the BEC for the servo is slightly warm. And our little 3S battery, if you're wondering, I do all my tests, well, most of my tests with a 3-cell 700 milliamp hour Turnigy. It's warm, and I've got the sound module attached to the top of the battery. So that's the setup. If you haven't seen it, you can actually see all this on my article and also on my previous videos, which I recommend checking out if you haven't yet. I don't think I've done this before, but I've cancelled the test partway through. We've done problems 1 and 2. We've failed on problem 3 and 4, and I think 5 should be doable, but I've called it off because we were asking too much of that battery and the ESC, and really of the motor. It's just too highly geared. The speeds we were getting then in first gear would be acceptable in second gear for a crawler. So it's just too fast. So the ratio reduction you get when you stick a straight axle in is considerable. So what I'm going to do before we give this a proper test on the 6 problems is we're going to stick the Fusion 1800 in the new Fusion Pro. That's going to clean up the interior a bit. We're going to lose the GPS as well because it's kind of useless on this thing since it doesn't read below 4 kilometers an hour. Thanks, Traxxas. Man, I giggled my way through that. It was so fun. The sound kit adds something to this kind of car that just isn't, you can't really capture it any other way. That combined with the fact that this thing is quite heavy. It's well balanced and it looks fabulous, and these canyon trails are just, they're so grippy. Honestly, if you've got a chance to blow a fat chunk of change on a nice crawler, this should be on your list if you're considering 110s. It's just so nice. Now the Cross RC Emo AT4 is also very nice. It's probably the closest in feeling of quality to this out of all the other crawlers I have in 110 4-wheel drive. Lexan, because I've got some polycarbonate stuff like, hard body stuff like the BRX01 and the RC Run. That stuff, that's a whole different ballgame. But for a Lexan bodied vehicle, it's got to be this and the Emo AT4. But for this, my goodness, it's so nice. It looks fabulous. The Pro Scale lighting kit is great. Having the straight axles and getting it so that the wheels are disappearing into the wheel wells, it's fun. I love seeing through the windows, even though there's no interior, it still looks cool. The plastic, I really enjoyed this. Just the scale detail of this thing. If this had the stock servo, instead of this high-powered 46 kilo brushless job and the BEC to power it, if I didn't have that, it would be considerably less enjoyable, because I can steer and it moves the whole car, and you kind of need that for this kind of thing. So I think going brushless next and making sure that my sensors are talking, that's going to give us the best chance to give this thing a proper go. And I also need to use a bigger battery. I usually use my little 700 milliamp hour 3S packs. They're good just for casual comps. I use an even smaller one for high level competition. But I think we're going to stick like a 2200 shorty in this, or yeah, we'll stick a 22 in. I've rambled on enough. You get the idea. This thing is fun. Yeah, we failed, but it was fun failure. And I really am looking forward to seeing how far we take this next time with brushless and appropriate gearing. We might drop a tooth in the pinion as well. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, we failed, but gee, it was good. I'm still kind of on a high from it. Throw me a like if you enjoyed it too. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's coming. It's not just this, we've got a bunch of projects on the cook. I have enough videos to keep us going till Christmas without making a single other purchase. We have a lot coming. Stay tuned for that. Thanks heaps for joining me for this. It was really good, eh? And I'll catch you next time when I see TNT.